welcome in to be our guest. We have with us Lee Sentell, the Director of Tourism and Travel for the state of Alabama. And in the past, Lee, you have done things like the year of, I think you did a year of bird trails, or a year of birds, a year of gardens. You did a year of food. And that was wonderful. It was all Alabama foods, and we just have a plethora of incredible food and food manufacturers in this state. So you're thinking about doing that again? Yay!
Well, when Bob Riley appointed me to this job 20 years ago, I'm an old newspaper guy, and I knew that to keep people's interest, I wanted to make sure that every newspaper or TV station in Alabama covered us at least once a year. And so I thought, if we change the subject every year, that means that people will pay attention to what we do. The people in Birmingham knew that I was from Huntsville, and I'd been Space and Rocket Center for 10 years. And they said, it's great that you've got this state job, but we don't expect anything out of your office about Birmingham because we don't have a beach, a battleship, or a rocket. And I said, well, what you do have is fine dining, but I can't do a year-long statewide campaign on Frank Stitt.
True.
As nice, as great a guy as he was and is. And so after we talked about it in the office, and I thought, okay, if we take that idea about food and expand it to include not just fine dining, but seafood, barbecue, and country cooking, then we can reach every town in the state. And so we sort of planned that for like the second or third year. And first I said, okay, we got to do something. For what's already in place? Gardens were already in place. And so there were 6 public gardens at the time. And so we did the year of gardens, and nobody paid much attention because there wasn't anything fresh or new. But when we did the year of Alabama food, which you were very involved in, tell people what you did that made such a big difference when you brought people together.
Well, I can't. We have Whitfield Foods and Alaga syrup. So, Alaga syrup, the main ingredient there is love. And I realized in working with Alabama foods and food manufacturers, Golden Flake, all the Ziegler's, all these ones that we are so familiar with, but there was no real Alabama food manufacturers group. There was nothing. And you didn't know what was made here and what wasn't. That was the biggest thing.
Right.
And what I wanted to do was have tags on your shelves and have news get out so that you bought food products that were made in our state, not just because they're the best, but because those are jobs. And that's revenue, and we need to keep that in the state of Alabama. So you and I, we came up with a Buy Alabama's Best, and then the food products in Alabama were designated with that little slogan, Buy Alabama's Best. And I couldn't have done it without you because you got behind me.
Well, you're the one who brought the food manufacturers together. Because
well,
when you told me that these people didn't necessarily know each other.
Yeah, they didn't.
And so I said, how can we get them together? And I said, because Bob Riley's family had a grocery store.
That's right.
And he understood that.
He did.
So you said, you get Bob Riley to host these people.
That's right.
At your location.
We did.
And they came.
We did, and the governor thanked the Lord for somebody who understood the industry and the value. And he came out, and we had all of the food manufacturers there, and it was wonderful because then we all basically learned to love each other because we're all dealing with all of the same factors. So it's like a family. You've got everything in common. So
right.
it was one, and the food is delicious.
Well, the great thing is Kay Ivey is a big promoter
Right.
of Alabama food and Alabama destinations. Several months ago, she asked me to put together a press event for her. This is before the Republican primary. And I said, well, what area of the state do you want us to do it in? And so her staff told me about an area in South Alabama that she hadn't been to. And so I said, what if we do an event where the Conecuh sausage store is on 65 South? And they said, the governor loves Conecuh sausage.
Everybody loves Conecuh sausage.
And so we had an event there, and a lot of tourists came in and got to meet the governor. And
right.
Even though the governor was trying to eat our lunch, they heard that was the governor, or they saw the cars out front and wanted to know who the celebrity was. So KIB did a great promotion,
right?
Not only for but sausage, but just for hospitality in general. People were just amazed that the governor of the state of Alabama would be having a hot dog lunch in a place just off the interstate. So,
yep.
So I think she had fun doing it.
Well, she's been very supportive with opening the mansion to the Secretary of the Air Force and a number of other people, where she served us a delightful meal. And she also did that for a multitude of the generals coming in from Maxwell for us, and it was all Alabama food. Everything that she served us. So I love it. So I am excited. You're going to be doing another year of Alabama food. When do you expect to do that?
It won't be next year, but it'll be the year after that.
All right.
But that way we're giving people time to get ready.
Okay. Well, we will have Director Sentell back again, and we will get your appetite ready to go. And thanks so much for being with us, and we'll be right back.